Alright, man, so what's up, guys? Airball here, and I'm back in another video. And this is going to be the best 6'7" popper build on NBA 2K25. It's called a defensive anchor, but without further ado, let's just get straight into the video. So we're going to go with power forward for the position. Alright, power forward. Like I said, the height is going to be 6'7". Actually, I didn't say that, but 6'7" for the height. The weight is going to be 263 pounds, and the wingspan is going to be 7'3". Alright, so 7'3" wingspan gets us a 96 defensive rebound, which is going to be pretty nice for this build because we'll be able to get Hall of Fame rebound chaser, which will just help us get a lot more rebounds, which is what we're supposed to do as basically a big man. So that's what we're going to go with there. Now, starting off with the finishing, we're going to have a 72 close shot. We're going to have a 60 driving layup. Alright, 60 driving layup. The driving dunk is going to be an 80. Which isn't too crazy, but we'll be able to get a few animations that'll help us, dunk the ball better, and also you'll be able to get gold area wizard once it's all said and done. So you'll be able to catch lobs and things like that. So the driving dunk, honestly, is going to be really, really solid on this build, and you should be able to catch lobs, just fine if your guard likes to throw lobs anyway. Standing dunk is going to be a 40, which doesn't seem like much, but you actually do get a few animations that'll help out with getting standing dunks at a 40. So although it doesn't seem like much, you will actually be able to get standing dunks on this build as long as you have a 40. If you have anything below a 40, you won't be able to get the basic animations. So I would just go with 40 so you can get that. Post control is going to be a 58. Nothing too crazy, but this isn't really a post scorer, so it's completely fine. The mid-range is going to be an 87. We're going to max that out. We can't get gold set shot, sadly, because we only have an 87 and not an 89. But having that higher mid-range will actually help you shoot the ball a lot more consistently than if you didn't have any mid-range. So I would definitely go with that for sure. And then have a 75 3 ball. You don't need anything higher than 75 because you won't be able to get any additional takeovers or badges. So I'll just go 75. You already have that high mid-range, so you'll be able to shoot threes just fine. And to be honest, there's not really much of a difference between 75 and 79, so I'm just going to go with that. And the free throw is going to be a 65. Now, moving on to the pass accuracy, that's also going to be a 55, which will get us bronze dimer. And nothing too crazy for the pass accuracy, but this isn't really a rec build. If you're like a rec build, if you're making a rec build anyway, you want a high pass accuracy so you can throw the ball down court. But this build is mainly like a 2s or 3s build, so you don't really need that high of a pass accuracy. For this, we went 55 just to get dimer. You could even go lower if you wanted to, but for me, I feel like I just want a dimer and a decent enough pass accuracy rating to where I'm not throwing the ball out of bounds every play. But anyway, we're going to move on to the defense now. We're going to have an 82 interior defense, which will give us post lockdown on silver. And also will give us a few more takeovers too. We don't have all the takeovers now, but we will have them soon. But 82 interior will be able to get us a few more takeovers and also that silver post lockdown, which we don't have yet. We just got to upgrade the strength, but we will be able to get that. And we'll be able to guard, post scores and things like that, or at least try to. The perimeter defense is going to be an 85, which will get us on-ball menace on silver, as well as pick dodger, and be able to get a movable enforcer on gold. We'll have an 89 steal. And I would recommend using +5 cap breakers on this. If you have cap breakers, use +5 to get a 94 steal, and that way you can get Hall of Fame interceptor, which will help out a ton when you're trying to hawk lanes. And just having a high steal rating in general is just very, very helpful. So I would just go with 94, use the +5, get 94, and that way you can get Hall of Fame interceptor. The block is going to be an 84, which is, it's pretty decent. You still get silver paint patroller, and you're also able to get silver high flying denier. The offensive rebounding is going to be an 82, and 82 gets us not really anything, but, we'll be able to get offensive rebounds still, because we're going to have Hall of Fame rebound chaser. After we use our cap breakers on the +2, we'll have a 94 defensive rebound. Even if you don't get cap breakers, though, you'll have 94 defensive rebound, which means that you'll have Hall of Fame box out beast. But if I were you, if I had cap breakers, I would use +2 on the defensive rebound to make that a 96, and that way you get Hall of Fame rebound chaser, which will help out tremendously when trying to grab rebounds. The speed is going to be an 83. We're going to have a 76 on the agility, which gets us on-ball menace. We're going to have a 92 on the strength rating, and I would recommend using +3 cap breakers to get 95 strength, which will get us Hall of Fame brick wall. So you can set big body screens, roll to the paint, or obviously pop. You have an 87 midi, your 75 3 ball. So you'll be able to shoot just fine. You'll be able to set screens just fine on this build, and then the vertical is going to be an 80, and that's basically all it is for this build. So yeah, definitely not too bad of a build, I would say. We do base this build off of 10 cap breakers, so we use +5 on the steal, +2 on the defensive rebound, and then +3 on the strength. Now, if you have less than 10 cap breakers, you can obviously adjust it to your needs, basically. So maybe you only have 5, then maybe use it on the steal, or what I recommend doing is probably using on the defensive rebound and strength, and then putting down the steal to an 85, and then just putting the attributes somewhere else. But I feel like you should have 10 cap breakers if you played this game for most of the year. You get +5 from the level 40 in the past 5 seasons, and also if you played in the last 5 seasons, you should definitely be a starter 3, which therefore gives you 10 cap breakers that you can use for this build. And if you have 10 cap breakers, this build will be very, very nice because, like I said, you can use these cap breakers to get Hall of Fame badges. If you don't have cap breakers, you're not going to be getting these Hall of Fame badges, but with the cap breakers, you're going to get Hall of Fame interceptor, Hall of Fame rebound chaser, and Hall of Fame brick wall. So I would definitely, work to get those cap breakers so you can make this build as good as possible. And let's just take a look at the takeovers that we get real quick. We're able to get Board Beast, also give you the see the future takeover. The only downside of this takeover is that you only get offensive and defensive rebound and not anything else, but I think still it's pretty solid. Eraser, you get +15 block. Glass Gunner, I think, is my favorite for this build because you get +8 3 ball, which gets you 83 3-pointer, and also you get a really, really good offensive rebound rating, and obviously maxed out defensive rebound with the 99. My favorite takeover, though, I'd say, is definitely Fortress because you get +8 strength. You'll be able to get 99 strength, and you also get a +8 3 ball. But most importantly, you get the Blockade Takeover, which gives you the ability to basically throw people on the ground. As you guys can see, it says unleash effective and powerful screens that can catch unsuspecting defenders off guard. What that basically means is that you'll be able to throw people to the ground when setting screens. And if you know how to set screens, then this takeover would be a lot more helpful. So I would definitely either use this, or if you're not going to set screens, just use Glass Gunner. So that way you get, an addition to your shooting stats, and also your rebounding or your strength. You could also use Intimidator if you're guarding post scores. Splash Tower, again, you get a higher interior. So just some things to think about when making this build. Make sure to choose the right takeover for your play style. If you're not going to set screens, don't use Fortress because you don't get the right takeover ability. But yeah, the build is going to be called a defensive anchor. And yeah, that's going to do it for the video. If you guys liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to try to post more consistently on this channel, so make sure to stay tuned for more videos. And yeah, this is Airball. Peace.